this tutorial, we're gonna create a URL shortener. It's kind of like if we paste a long URL, so this program generates a shortened URL. So for example, if I copy this URL, so I will copy this URL and I will paste right here, and I will click shorten URL green button. So after clicking, we will get the shorten URL. So I will click copy and I will get that shorten URL, and I will paste to another tab, and I will click and I will enter. So it will go to the original source, original URL is gonna be the again. So this is the thing that we had to do. So this is very simple. So here these are HTML and Tailwind CSS codes. So I don't need to write anymore. So I will run with open with live server. So I open with it. So right here. But this is that we had to use. So I will. So first of all, we will create script.js for JS, and I will use this API URL right here. Okay, so I will use this API URL right here. So we will join with HTML and JavaScript. So we will use script tab, and then within script tab we use source attribute, and the file name is script.js. So that's what we want to do. Okay, so first of all, we have to get some DOM elements. So the first thing is, after we had to get this input value, and then we had to display the result like that, and we had to get the shorten URL like that. So for those elements, let me check the HTML. So first of all, I have to listen for this font, because we use right here font element. So we had to get this element. So right here, I will create this element. So document.get element by ID. Okay, I will that. And then I will get this long URL. So we had to get this element again. So here I will get this element. Okay, and then and then the next thing is that we have to display the shortened URL. So we had to display the result. So we had to result display. I will get this variable name. So document.get element by ID. So this is the result for result. And then we have to get this shortened URL value. So for the value, I will get shortened URL test value. So document.get element by ID. So here again, sorry, what's wrong? Okay, so here, okay, because when we paste this URL right here, first of all, we get this long URL value, and then we click the shorten URL button, and then we will display the result, and then we will get this shortened URL, right? So this 4 steps. Okay, so we have to listen this URL font. So I will use edit listener. So this is font, so that's why we have to listen submit. And so there is event. So font has its original submit effect. So for that effect, we had to prevent the fault. We had to use prevent the fault. Okay. So first of all, we have to get this value, right? So for this, I will use this test line right here. Right here, and then we get the value. Sorry, and then we will trim the value. Okay, so when we check it, console.log long URL. So when we check it in console, so here is our developing project. Here again, so we get this URL, right? We get that URL. Okay, so okay, now we get a long URL. So here we have to use this API URL for making shorten URL. So for that feature, we will use try and catch. We'll use try and catch. When we catch, it will be error. So console.error. So error. So here is gonna be error. Okay, that. So first of all, we will get the response from API URL. RESPONSE response. So here await fetch. So we will use this API URL. So we will use this API URL right here. Okay, so here we have to use because we will use await, that's why we have to use right here a same. So for promise, so and then here is some variable, so that's why we had to use because we will parse this long URL right here as an argument right here. So that's why we had to use template letter. Yes. Okay, that's it. So here we check again if response dot okay. So we will throw new error. So fail to make shorten URL. We get that response. We get the error. Okay. So if it is okay, so we will get the shorten. We get a shorten URL. So where from we get response from response. So before we will check what is the response, we console.log response. So here we get a shorten URL. So for getting shorten URL, first of all, we check this response. So here response has you see here is task method. So for that task method, we will use right here because we just only need to get the shorten URL, right? So we had to use that method. So here I will use response.task method. So when we check console.log shorten URL again, so I will paste that URL. This is long URL, right? So when we click shorten URL, so we get this URL. So this is our final URL. So that's we want to get. So for that URL, we have to display below this shorten URL button. So below this shorten URL button, so we have to call this result display. So when we see the result display element, so here is the result display element. It has the you see hidden class, so we had to remove that hidden class. So that's why we use result display dot class list, and then we will use remove method and we remove hidden class. And then after that, we will have to display the shorten URL value like this below the below session. So for that, we will have to get this we have to get this element, and then this value is gonna be shorten URL. Okay, now let me check it again. So right here I will use this long URL again, so we get it. So we already done to a certain extent. Finally, we just only left one feature that we have to do. We have to copy this shorten URL. So for that, we had to make a feature for a copy button. So when we click copy button, we will call a fashion. So I will create right here a fashion. On click, so I will call copy to, I will create clipboard. So I will create this fashion. So we'll create that fashion right here. So here, so here I will use ES6 arrow fashion. So here, so when we click it, what we have to do, we have to select this value, right? Shorten URL value. We had to select this URL value. So for that, I will use this element again, and within that element we had to select value. So we had to use select method. Yes. Okay, and there is one more feature. Document has a feature to copy text here. So we will use this copy for copying text. So this we can use for copy this shorten URL. So this shorten URL right here. So, and then when we click copy, we will change text like this. After we click can copy, it changed this text. So for that, I will get that copy button element. So where is copy button element? So this is copy button element. So we will get the element. So I will use the copy button and document dot. This time we will use chorus letter, and this is class name. That's why I will use dot. So copy button test content is gonna be like this. So okay, when we check it, I will use this long URL, and I will click, so it changed the text. Okay, so and then we will change it again to its original text. So for that, after 2 minutes we will change to initial text. So for that we will set timeout. So set time fashion. So this is copy fashion, and then after 2 minutes, this is 2 milliseconds, we will change to its original text again. So here I will use text content, so to change again this. Okay, so okay, let me check it again. So here I will paste this URL, okay, and I will copy, so I get this shorten URL. So I will go to another tab and I will paste. So we will go to this URL again. So this is our project. So the project is already done right here. This is pretty simple. So I will explain again from the first step. The first step is we have to submit the long-term URL, and then we have to get the long-term URL value, and we will use this API URL, and then we will parse this long URL right here, and then we will get a response. If response is not okay, we will throw a new error. If response is okay, we will keep executing the programs. So here we will get a shortened URL, and then we will display the shortened URL. So finally, we will copy the shortened URL through using this document or exec command. So, and then we will get a URL value, URL test value. So, and finally, we will change the display test. So here the program is finished. So this is pretty simple, pretty easy. So I hope you guys can do also. So see you in the tutorial.